friends. This is Rockin' Dave from North Fort Myers, Southwest Florida, and this is how to do video number 7. And this is going to be scales. So what I'm going to do is do the major and then followed by the minor scales for each key. And I'm not going to go into sharp keys or flat keys. So my root note is always going to be a natural note. However, within the scale, you are going to have some sharps and flats, okay? I'll mostly name them as sharps. I'll name them as the sharp and then the flat note and the minor keys, because a lot of times in minor keys, you're going to see this where it is at the beginning of the staff, where it is going to be as a flat as opposed to a sharp. That's another subject for another time. But we're going to get through the scales, very simplistic forms, so that's going to be easy to digest. And then at later videos, I'll get into modes and things of that nature. But scales really are not as complex as people think they are. Just they look like they are more complex. Okay. So the first two scales is going to be in open and first fret position. Everything else is going to have exactly the same fingering, both for the major and the minor. These two are the only ones that are going to alter. However, when we get to 12th fret and 13th fret, the fingering is going to be identical to when I start on the G scale. Exact same. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start with our E major scale. And for this demonstration, we're going to do the low E string, the A string, and the D string. So the top 3 strings are the ones we're going to be playing. Okay? So, here we go. E major. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. That's your E major scale. Now here's your E minor scale. E, F sharp or G flat, G, A, B, C, D, E. When you practice scales, it's always good to go from low pitch to high pitch and back down to low pitch. So you're learning the pattern in both directions. I'm only going to say them in one direction though, because to avoid confusion. Okay, now here comes our F major scale. Okay, so easy way to understand that, we're going to have a couple of notes here that is going to be open position. Okay, so our F is going to be F, G, A sharp, C, D, E, F. That's what it's going to look like in the 13th fret position. And when I say that, because your F starts on the 13th fret position. Okay. Now here comes the F minor scale. This is going to be very easy to understand because it's going to be first finger, third finger, pinky, first finger, third finger, pinky, and then first and third finger. So here we go. F minor. F, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, C, C sharp or D flat, D sharp or E flat, and F. Okay, now let's move along to our G major scale. Watch my fingering, because now this is where the fingering is going to be the same all the way up to the 12th and 13th fret, both for major and minor. Just like the F minor scale, it's going to be the same fingering, but now this is major. So all major scales are going to be the same fingering all minor scales are going to be the same fingering. So here we go. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Okay, here's G minor. G, A sharp or B flat, C, D, D sharp or E flat, F, G. Here's your A major scale. A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. Here is your A minor scale. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. No sharps or flats on that one. Now here's your B major scale. E, C sharp, D sharp, E, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B. Here's your B minor scale. B, C sharp or D flat, D, E, F sharp or G flat, G, A, B. Here is your C major scale. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Another scale with no sharps or flats. Okay, here is your C minor scale. C, D, D sharp or E flat, F, F sharp or G flat, G, A sharp or B flat, C. Okay, here comes your D major scale. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. Here comes your D minor scale. D, E, F, G, A sharp or B flat, C, D. Here is your E major scale. 12th fret. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. Here is your E minor scale, again in the 12th fret position. E, F sharp or G flat, G, A, B, C, D, E. Here is your F major scale on the 13th fret. F, G, A sharp, C, D, E, F. Here is your F minor scale on the 13th fret. F, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, C, C sharp or D flat, D sharp or E flat, F. Okay, now you can review this video, and when you do, for each scale, try to count how many sharps for the major scale, and then when you get to minor scale, your sharps or your flats, count them as flats. But, you know, it's good to understand this, because the reason why I'm saying this, at a later video, I'm going to show you when you get either, you know, notation or even, you know, notation with tablature. You won't see too much in the tablature, but with the included notation above there at the beginning of the staff, you're going to see what key it is. For instance, if it's in the key of G major, you'll only get to see one sharp, and it's going to be on your F. It'll be on the very top line, and the sharp, it's like a hashtag symbol. It'll be right where that top line goes right through it. That's F sharp. So that gives you an idea. It's in the key of G. Now, your relative minor key is E minor, because E minor also has an F sharp. So it's something to keep in mind. This is something that we could discuss a later video, because I do not want to confuse anybody. So I hope this has been helpful. This is only going to be one part of this. I will do another video with the major and minor scales where our root notes are on the A string. But the pattern is going to be exactly the same. It's just the notes are going to start differently with the open string. But for instance, in 3rd fret position, where my note starts on, for C major, my root note is going to start on the 3rd fret. My C major scale is literally this. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It's the exact fingering. I'm just studying my root note on the A string. Same thing with the C minor scale. It's to be the exact same pattern as if I started my root note on the low string, but I'm starting on my 5th, my A string. So here's what C minor looks like. In 3rd fret position, starting with your A string, which is on the 3rd fret. Here's your C minor scale. C, D, D sharp or E flat, F, G, G sharp or A flat, A sharp or B flat, and C. So that'll be on another video, and what we'll do is we'll take every root note naturally. So the root will not be sharp or flat, but the notes within the scales will be your sharps and flats. And we'll do the exact same thing from open position to 12th fret position. And I'm even going to do this on the D string, and I think I'll also do it on a G string, because what's happening is we're going to be crossing 3 strings to get to our octave. So this is a good way to understand when you see a book full of scales and you see the whole fretboard, you got all these dots all over the place, we're going to break all that down so you can see it just one form at a time so the brain doesn't get all confused, because it can be very overwhelming when you look at this stuff. And then, of course, like I said, later on we'll cover modes, and I'll also show you how to do scales on just 2 strings. So, and the reason why I choose no less than 2 strings, you could do it on 1 string. With 2 strings, you got to cross to the next string, and this is what trips people's picking technique up. So anyways, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll be notified for more upcoming videos. And again, we thank all of our subscribers for your support. Every single one of you matters to me. So I value you and I thank you. And until next video, my friends, which will continue on the how-to series, the next video will cover the scales. Again, we'll go up and down each string with the root note is on each string. Until next video, you take care, and like Ben Coombs always says, hold those doors of opportunity open. Let those people in, because those people will help you get in as well. Take care. Always desire to inspire. Take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.